Nick, do you still recall your first interest in music?
My very first interest in music. I can recall early interest in music. You know, and it was the music in my house. You know, stuff that my dad liked. You know, like a lot of blues artists, Chuck Berry, stuff like that. And I remember really feeling very strongly about it. You know, but I couldn't put a word on the feelings.
And in hindsight, what word could you pick now for that feeling?
No.
Still can't?
No.
I'm thinking maybe no, but I mean maybe when you listen to other music when you were older, that music gave you the same feeling. So then in hindsight, you knew what the music did to you when you were young. But
yeah, no, it's still a mystery.
Still a mystery.
Yeah.
So he played you blues and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And what did you first get interested in yourself?
I think the first albums that I loved, my older sister gave to me, and they were things like Portishead, Dummy, and Massive Attack, Blue Lines and Protection, those albums.
And what made you like this music?
It's really good music, I think, is the reason why I liked it. I liked everything about Dummy, you know. I found that the beats, the textures, the snare drum sounds, and the kind of sorrowfulness, the sadness in the music was really spoke to me then.
Well, what made you decide to pick up a guitar yourself?
There wasn't really a decision. They were just kind of around, you know, when I was younger, and I, you know, found myself playing it really. And I played a lot of drums and a lot of piano first. So I was a bit older when I started playing the guitar, and I liked it from the start.
But why did you play drums and the piano? Did you have to do it?
A bit. My mum made me play the piano. Yeah, I didn't really like it at first.
Why not?
I just didn't get it. It wasn't interesting to me at that age, you know.
Yeah.
The drums were instinctively interesting.
Yeah.
Later on, when I was a teenager, and like I had an interest in the piano, but the guitar was always a match of the instinct and the intellect for me. You know, I liked both. I found both in the guitar.
Can you describe a bit more the instinct and the intellect?
Yeah, well, the drums always felt like my intuition, and the piano always felt like a bit more cerebral.
Yeah.
And I found that in the guitar, the right hand was all the drums that I'd learned, and the left hand was more like the piano.
Yeah.
Very naive thought, but it kind of, I remember thinking that's why I like the guitar, because it had the best of both, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Obviously, I think you've spoken about it a lot, but I have to ask, you studied music in Cuba.
That's right, yeah.
Why in Cuba? What?
Like, the opportunity came.
Okay.
So,
How?
because a friend had been in Cuba, and he came back to Cambridge, where I grew up, and he said to me that he'd been to a school, he'd found this school in Havana,
Yeah.
and that he just loved it, and that he thought of me when he was there. He was like, you should go. So I wanted to go somewhere with my guitar. That's all I wanted to go traveling and be somewhere, but be somewhere not just as a tourist. So this seemed like as good a reason as any, and so I went there.
But you said you wanted to travel with your guitar?
Yeah.
Why with your guitar? What were you trying to make a living, or?
No, more just to follow the music, to play all the time. I mean, I was crazy, always have been crazy about music.
Yeah.
So when I went traveling, I didn't want to, I knew it would be kind of about that.
Yeah. And why was he thinking of you when he was there?
I don't know, really. He was right. I did love it. I felt very, very comfortable there. I mean, I learnt a lot, and there was a lot of the daytimes were very focused with a lot of study, and the night times were the opposite. You know, there was a lot of partying and a lot of jamming, and like you know, a really good exchange of music, and I think it was these bits that reminded him of me.
What is for you? What did you learn over there? Is there one thing that you still use now while playing songs? And
well, it made a very deep impression on me. So I think the effect is within me today, yeah, and my music. The main thing is it gave me a very broad perspective on music at a young age.
Yeah.
So it exposed me to a lot of different sounds. I became comfortable with unfamiliar music. I developed an appetite for unfamiliar music.
is there one Cuban artist that you listened to while being there that really influenced you in hindsight?
No, I don't think so. You know, like I was always drawn to the African element within Cuban music.
Why?
So it wasn't so much like the popular Cuban music that I liked. I liked the African element within it. You know, so I like the Santeria music and the drumming, the batar drums within the Santeria music.
And what do you like about, because you studied Western culture, African music when you were in the UK?
Yeah.
Why do you like this music specifically, the African music?
It's hard to say, you know. I kind of, why do we love the things we love? I just was really drawn to it. I think the music, I found it very instinctive, very intuitive. It's very of the body. It doesn't, you know. I mean, there is like incredible amounts to learn about it. You know, very almost classical traditions, but I found that it wasn't a written music, and I think that spoke to me. And you know, particularly within West African music, there's a lot of motion within music. It's never static. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not kind of. It's not very energetic.
Well, you said it's not written. What do you mean by that?
It's direct. You know, there isn't an intermediary form. You know, like the written music. And I've never learned to read music. I've never learned to read it off the page. You know, I like the music to be oral.
And what did it learn you about, well, the music that we listen to, the Western pop music?
I think I could hear the basis. It gave me a good, you know, a lot of pop music is based on these forms, and it gave me, you know, an insight into that.